I have something kind of cool to share with you guys today. Now, this is going to be a bit of a mini training on something that we have successfully applied on my side of things. And I think that you're going to really enjoy it because we're going to be looking at how to build a routine specifically for an event. Now, I know this works because, I mean, not only am I doing it, but I have agents who work inside of SAM each and every day who are also doing event-based things, one of which is a broker out of Texas, and he's doing monthly events. Last one that he shared with me, he had 71 signups and 17 signed contracts from it. So just think about how crazy of a concept that is, that you could in one evening get 17 signed contracts. That's really cool. I think that there's a lot of power in this. Now, before we get going too far, this event kind of spurred because of my desire to share about AI with real estate agents. It's kind of one of our lead generating efforts, but I was able to use SAM in my own business, right? So I know that you guys use it for real estate purposes, but it is very much built so that I can handle it too. And that's like one of the really cool things. So not only are we using SAM to help facilitate outreach and different events, but also just help manage you. And so I just think it's really cool that we're able to not only preach about how to use SAM, but actually practice what we preach and use SAM inside our business, which is really cool. So I want to talk about what the event is, and then we'll kind of go into what we did. So to start, this event is called Smarter by Summer. This is a 75-day AI challenge for real estate agents. And I partnered up with Kristen, who is a owner of a real estate and ChatGPT AI Facebook group. And they are probably the most popular Facebook group for real estate agents, and almost 11,000 people have signed up for this group, and it's pretty active each and every day. So Kristen is kind of my domain expert, but she also is an incredible AI coach. She coaches real estate agents one-on-one as well as one-to-many. And so we decided, hey, we should have an event just to share with real estate agents and trying to get more people excited about AI. Now, 75 days is like the longest amount of days, but it's actually broken up into 3 parts. So Kristen and I have 3 sessions, and we just completed the first session, which was today. And you're probably watching this a little bit later, but the goal of this was to lay the foundations. I was calling it the 101 level of AI 101, right? And so what you're looking at right here is my landing page. Now, I'm a student of an entrepreneur and software builder by the name of Russell Brunson. And I actually use this software. This is ClickFunnels. That is the software that we use. I'm going to zoom in all the way. And so Russell's idea for how you build landing pages is that each landing page should serve one specific function in your business. And my little marketing brain just kind of really takes to that. So the Smarter by Summer 75-day AI challenge, you go here and it's got one single call to action or one thing that you should accomplish. And so we now have the event. It shares all about the event, and then it drives to here, which sends you to Zoom, and then you sign up to Zoom, and then all of the Zoom information gets added to a spreadsheet that then gets added into SAM, and this is the magic, right? This is like how you drive leads into your business. Now, the really cool thing about this specific event is I was able to market out to all of my list of real estate agents, all of you guys who I get to help each and every day. And I was also able to capitalize on Kristen's sphere and all of those people. So we have new faces coming in, and this was kind of a win-win for all of us because we get to share about AI, help real estate agents for the next 75 days. And I get to meet new people, which is always fun, right? And the real power in this comes into the use of SAM. So inside of SAM, this is not the account that you guys often see. This is like the back end business SAM, but we have lots of workflows, these modern automations. We call them routines, and we run them to help out lots of people. And I'm going to be building over the next probably several months several different automations, several different routines into SAM. And we're probably going to cover all of them because that's kind of fun. But inside of each of these, they hold a different thing. And I wanted to share about this Smarter by Summer routine because it's really, really cool. So when we think about modern workflow automations, or traditional workflow automations, actually, traditionally speaking, someone is going to think through a process. It's the first time home buyer process. It's the contract through close process. And then they're going to think through each and every one of those steps. And at the far end, I've heard folks have processes that are like 170 different activities that are going to occur in that singular process. But oh my gosh, each and every single one of those activities is its entire different process in its own self, right? So you get into this issue of thinking about, of managing, of editing, or even of building these workflow automations. And that can be really tedious when it's all said and done. Well, the major goal in SAM, maybe not the goal, but like a major goal in SAM, is to help save you time with smart, modern tools. And we're going to use a little bit of AI at every single step. We call ourselves an AI first company. Because of that, the AI is built in from the foundation. Like literally when I started building SAM to what it is today, has AI in every single facet. So when Mark and I would teach how to build workflow automations, these traditional systems, we would say something like, go and take 2 weeks and set a timer, and every 30 minutes, timer goes off, audit what you're doing or what you've done for the last 30 minutes, write it down. And then at the end of the 2 weeks, look at all of these things that you've done, start sorting them into different areas, and then take that, plug it into your software, and build out that automation. Well, each and every one of your processes in business is going to have a different series of tasks. And so the idea that you've spent 2 weeks, plus you have to go add it into your software, that typically takes 2 to 3 weeks. And that's only your first shot. That's not refining it. That's not building the perfect system. That's just getting a system. And that's only one system. So inside of SAM, we've just fundamentally shifted how you can build workflow automations, which are now routines. And we call them routines because everyone's got routines in their daily life, whether it's your morning routine, your going to work routine, your nighttime routine. For me, I wake up in the morning and I go brush my teeth. I take my dog for a walk, drink some coffee, get to work, right? That's my morning routine. And so inside of SAM, we all have different routines. Now, this is the specific routine that we're going to be looking at, but each routine is actually pegged to an important date. And this is the differentiation between traditional workflow automations and routines, is because workflow automations, you have to go manually start on a specific contact. And then if it changes or you need to change it, you have to go stop it, and you go and then you fix it and then you restart it. Well, with these routines, it's just a specific important date. So all you have to do is go from thinking, gosh, all of this stuff, to like singular focus. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? And so for this, I chose the event date. And so what that means is when I took one of those contacts who signed up for the event and it got put into SAM, there's a tag associated that is called Smarter by Summer. And that tag plus the event date being filled out, May the 5th, that triggered the automation to start. I didn't have to start it. And what's really cool about this is I built this out and I was traveling in the last several days. So my significant other and I, we are distance and we only get to see each other every 2 to 3 weeks. But when we do get to see each other, it involves traveling, it involves spending time together. And I do not want to be in front of my computer because I want to be spending time with her and really present with her. In the same, you as a real estate agent are traveling all the time, going from showing to showing, and you probably also don't want to be in front of your CRM. And so this is where routines can be really powerful. So I chose event date. That means when the lead comes in, gets tagged with event date, and that can get started. But then also I have what is called a condition on it. And this is basically Boolean logic. Basically, what that means is you can add and or statements, and you can address specific things that have to occur for this specific routine to happen. So in this case, I have a tag that equals this, and that means that this will start. And so you could also build different routines within the same. Maybe this specific event has one for Smarter by Summer, and then maybe I build out one that is tagging event 1. Maybe I build one that's tagging event 2, and those will tag differently, right? Who knows? But inside of this routine, 15 days before the actual event, so 15 days before the event, this gets triggered. Now, why 15? Well, we started marketing 14 days before. And so the reason I did that is because if there is an activity that was set to occur when they signed up, got put into SAM, but it was past due, it'll just immediately go. And we'll look at exactly why. But from there, I added a little color. Light blue seemed nice. And then I have a registration confirmation. So they go sign up on Zoom, and it sends them a bit of an email, but I wanted to kind of double down. So in this, I have an action, and it's set to send me automatically. And automatic processing is a fancy way of saying, hey, rewrote this, Sam, you can send it. It's going to send a message. And this is the specific template. Now, this is ultimately has one goal. And the goal is to remind them that the event is happening and let them know when it is. Let them know, hey, you got signed up. Nice work. But I thought to myself, a lot of these folks aren't going to have a single clue who I am. This is an opportunity for me to introduce myself before the event. And I can do that by sharing a little bit about myself. I've been working in real estate technology since 2019. I can tell them about Workflow Secrets and our history, how Mark joined the team recently, and we launched SAM, which is taking real estate technology and it's just completely shifting it. And we're about to obsolete CRMs because of SAM, and talk about my experience with AI, just kind of giving them a bit of an understanding of who is this guy that is about to start teaching me about AI. Why is he qualified to do that, right? And the other thing that I did was I gave them access to one of our free resources, Laying the AI Foundations, Practical Steps to Integrating AI in Your Real Estate Business. And you're watching this and you're like, oh, I want access to that. There's the link, have at it. And that is how I introduce myself. So as soon as they sign up, as soon as they're in SAM, this gets sent to them. And now we have a warm introduction. It's all about driving those world-class client experiences. Hopefully you can start to akin yourself to the people who show up to these events. Now, from there, we have one day before a pre-event reminder is going to occur. And again, same thing. It's going to send automatically. It's sending a templated message. Now, this time I have a video attached to it thanks to our Dub integration. Now, Dub is just a video services. There's lots of video services. There's BombBomb. There's not Twilio. There's lots of video services. We use Dub. It's one of our integrations. Dub is free, so that's pretty nice too. But I thought to myself, Cody, if I were to send them a pre-event that's going to remind them about the event so that they show up, but then also make sure they're ready for the event, what would I do? And I included a TLDW. TLDR is too long, didn't read. TLDW, I've decided, is too long, didn't watch, right? And so basically, we're teaching on ChatGPT. You should probably have a ChatGPT account. Here's how you get access. Oh, by the way, it's free. Bring a notebook and a pen. That way you can learn. I'm a big notebook pen kind of guy. And have any questions? Bring those too. And then I send them on their way. Here's the Zoom link. And hey, show up a little bit early so you can meet with us. But basically, that goes off one day before the event. And then I have a day of the event, 0 days after the event. Just one last reminder, make sure all of this gets going. This time I used a merge field, pulls in their name, feels custom. It's not actually custom. It's not personalized. I have a little soapbox because merge fields are helpful, but a lot of people think that throwing in someone's name makes it personal, and they give themselves a little pat on the back and they move on with their lives. But that's not actually a personalized message. The one thing that you can do in your real estate business to start actually building personalized messages, especially if you're using SAM, is to really lean into your understanding as a real estate agent. So here's the deal. We all learn lots and lots of details about all of the people we work with, right? And maybe you've even got a CRM system that allows you to add those personal details. But oftentimes, traditionally, it's going to be 3 layers behind several different areas and drop downs. And once you've added it there, it lives there and nothing is ever going to ever happen because of it. But inside of SAM, because we're using AI, this is one of those features that allows it to be AI powered. You can share any personal information that you've learned while working with someone. Maybe it's, Greg loves dark roast coffee. Maybe it's Susan just completed her first marathon. Maybe it's Jeff just started saving up for a 57 Chevy. Who knows? But those little personal details being added into SAM can then take that context and help you by sharing the ability to either use those insights, maybe while you're on the call with someone, or just in your messages, it can pull those for those one-off messages, makes it much more personal. Imagine instead of just saying, hey, first name, it said, hey, Cody, we're kicking off session 1 to Smarter by Summer. Hope you get a cup of dark roast going before the event so you're perked up and ready to go. It's just a little throwaway, but it makes it feel so much more personal, right? So that is one of the ways that SAM can actually build these personalized messages that your traditional CRMs just aren't going to have. Now, I've got this, and it goes on day 1, but this is where the magic happens. So we have the event, it goes off, we celebrate, and we teach them for an hour on how they can save time. But then for the next 25 days, they're going to receive an email each and every day with a prompt in it, because I don't want them to just come to an event and hear about AI. I want them to sign up for an event and learn and start using AI. That's a really challenging thing to do. I've been coaching real estate agents on how to use AI for years now. And that's actually kind of why SAM was built, is because I realized that you could get them to an event and get super excited, but then you send them on their own and they kind of have what I call a glazed eye moment. They don't know what to do. And so you need to be able to guide them. And that's where SAM 1.0 came to be with these generations, because in the settings under the profile, you can add to your team a writing sample over here, and it'll actually pull out what your member voice or your writing style is. And then under the generations, you could start building different resources. You want to build a lead magnet that's a quiz specifically for residential real estate that has your writing style, boom, Sam could do that for you. Then you didn't have to learn how to prompt. But as I was working to share this and to get real estate agents using this, I thought, oh my gosh, I need a CRM. And so I started building SAM as we know it today. And then last summer, Mark became available and I snagged him up, making the easiest, best offer I could of, hey, Dad, you want to build your dream system? I'd love to have you and I'd love to help you. Let's build it. And thus, SAM 2.0, as I sometimes call it, became. And that's what this is today. We have access to your contact database, your properties database. You can look at any messages you've sent out. You can make calls. You can share templates. And then your modern workflow automations, your routines, right? So each and every day, one of these messages is going to send out with a small little email. In that email, there's going to be a message, and each of those messages is going to share just a little prompt for them to do. But here's the thing. Oh my gosh, 25 emails guiding them through how to learn AI. This is a hefty thing. Now imagine if you were going and you were thinking through, how am I going to do this manually? Forget it. That's not going to happen. So that is the power of this, because now all of my contacts have received the registration, have seen the pre-event, the day of, and then tomorrow they're just going to automatically receive email 1, and then 2 days after they're going to receive email 2, all the way on till our second event. Now, I haven't built it yet, but we're going to have an event 2 that's going to do the same thing. It's going to have a reminder. It's going to have some pre-events. It's going to have lots of prompts at each and every day. And Sam is facilitating all of this, and I can go almost completely hands off. Now, the other really cool thing that we can do is inside the contacts, we can go to our filtered list, and I actually have the Smarter by Summer filtered list. So in this list, this is all of the signups, and you can't see any of their information because this is live data, and that's not going to be something you can do. But I have filtered for this list so that we can see all of this. Now, one of the things that I can do is I can select multiples from this hamburger menu, click to select all of these, and then I go back to the hamburger menu and I can do a couple of things. So as I'm adding these, I can update selected contacts and I can adjust categories, like maybe I adjust them to leads for their type. Maybe because they showed up, I give them an A or a B, and those who didn't show up, I will keep as a C contact. I can adjust milestone, like they're interested. I can adjust status, like they're a trial or a warm lead. I could even look at their contact preferences. You know, one of the really cool things about Sam is that if you know the contact preference, Sam can actually adjust messages specifically to how you want to receive them. So I like to say, I'm a millennial, don't call me. If for some reason that routine had call someone, Sam would go, they don't like to be called, let's make it into an email. Or maybe they don't like emails, they never open them, but they'll always answer to a text message. You can send it as an SMS. So you can start doing things like that. You could also specify which specific language they like. That's really cool. And it could convert an English template into Spanish. And our friends down in Texas do this all the time. Now, Sam speaks like a gringo because I'm a gringo, and that's just how it works. But you can mass update all these things. Now, the other really cool thing you can do, I've got this list that's filtered. I've got all of these events. Maybe I just want to send a mass email to this specific list saying, hey, thanks for attending today. Here's the replay. Well, I can also do that by sending a mass email, and then it pops up an email field. I can type out the email. So much power in being able to use Sam. Here's that email. Now, the really interesting thing about this is because we're not sending it to a large group, it's actually sending one-off emails for each one of them. You don't even have to have the to field. They're just individual one-off emails. So that is the power of actually using the full capabilities of SAM to go and build out events. Now, the last thing that you could do that I kind of want to showcase, because this is where I started, is I went and I clicked new routine. I clicked smarter by summer. And then, like I said, it's it for the contacts. I could have chosen for the properties, the listing, or the transactions, but then all I had to do was peg a specific important date to it. And for that, I clicked event date. And you could have traditionally built adding each activity manually, but I actually went and I clicked let Sam build it. And then from there, I was able to articulate in a prompt that I was building a 25-day email campaign for our event, Smarter by Summer, a 75-day AI challenge. Each day there should be one email with a message sharing one prompt a real estate agent could use inside the LLM ChatGPT. So keeping it pretty basic, and then I just click generate. And this is back to the idea of a traditional workflow automation. Like think through, like you had that 20 or that 2-week list of things, and then you have to go and you have to build all of the different differentiations, and then you have to think through all of that, and then you get to put it into the software. Well, Sam is currently thinking, okay, you have an event, it's 25 days of emails because that's what you told me. Let me go ahead and build out all of those activities. And that's what it's doing right now. It's thinking through, gosh, what would a good series of activities be for this event? But in a traditional workflow, once you build out all the activities, you have to go and you have to manually write all of your templated messages. Not with Sam. Sam is actually going to finish up with all of the different steps in this actual routine that it's currently generating. And then it's going to start generating all of the content for each of this. And look how fast it's writing each of these messages. Boom, 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 boom. Now, our good friend Kendall Young says it's much easier to edit than it is to create. So you do have to go in and you have to infuse your own self into each of these messages. But now think about how further along we are because of this. Now, I did a lot of cleaning and editing. It took me about 20 minutes total to get that ready to go. I changed all the colors. I went into each of these and I ensured that the template was good to go. I wrote it how I wanted it. And then I just went through and boom, it was ready to go. But that's how you can build routines inside of Sam. And that was like, what, 2 minutes? So think about how each of your specific dates, those important dates, this event date right here, that would trigger the automation. They all probably have some sort of automation that can be applied to them. Now inside of Sam, you can actually do that. So that is something that we have been doing inside of Sam. And that is something that I'm going to be working on actively. We are going to be, right now we have a series for all of our trialers, and we're going to be building out a better series for people post-trial to try and keep engaging with them, share about AI and resources. I will take all of the event signups and we'll slowly work to nurture those leads. And we're just going to be building out lots of opportunities. And anytime we have events, we'll be able to drive them towards those events. But the ultimate goal is to drive a world-class client experience in each and everything, building out these automations. Again, I was commuting to my significant other, and I did not have the ability to send off all of these different emails because I was paying attention to her. But with Sam, I was able to do that. I was able to go live my life unencumbered, not stressed, not worried about having to be in my CRM, be in my business. And I was actually able to leverage the CRM's ability to do that. So if that's something that you enjoy and you have not yet signed up for Sam, I would encourage you to go get a 14-day free trial. You can click the link below and you can get full access to Sam. Inside of Sam, when you are on your trial, I'm going to send you an email each and every day. You can learn about all of the different features and you can start seeing how you could build out different automations and different processes, different systems inside your business to help you be more successful. And if I do a good enough job of that, maybe you'll consider subscribing. But I thought that that was a really cool opportunity for me to share with you guys about how we are using Sam inside our business to actually be successful. And that event was wild and crazy. And not only did we have almost 50 people show up to the live event, but I now get to spend the next 75 days helping coach and teach them how to use AI. And if I do enough work in that capacity, they're going to be able to use AI to be extra successful. They're going to start seeing the potential of AI, and then maybe they become customers too. And that's really cool for me. But that's what I've got for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I'll keep you updated. We're going to keep building routines inside of Sam, and I'm going to bring you along as we do. But I'll talk to you very soon.